Sleep over there, nigga?
I'm never asleep, brother. I'm kind of salty though.
We'll get to that in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you've been smoking rock or under a rock, you now tuned into the Personal Party Podcast.
Cheer. Hey yo, man, that's how I'm feeling today. Hey yo, Joel's, B. Hey yo, Joel's, yo, Santana. Cheer.
That was the most uninspired cheer that you had yet.
I'm salty.
I don't know how I like it.
Hey yo, Jada got me with the little cheer. Jada, my son Jada got me with the little cheer today. Look, I'm so look. You gotta give it up. I'm sorry. I don't know what you about to get into, but
look, we gonna get into that in a second. But hold on, I got one of my big brothers in here now. You know what I mean? I got a legend in here right now. I got somebody that I admired since he was drafted by the Indiana Pacers.
Talk.
You feel me? You know what I mean? You made your runs and then you got here to the Big Apple. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once a Nick, always a Nick.
Once
I don't
a Nick,
care.
always that's. He's so hype. My man John Sparks still got your Nick jersey. He just texted me like, tell Al he's a legend. I still got his Nick jersey right now.
Dope.
You know what I mean? And, you know, one of my fellow marijuana advocates.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean? Black-owned business. Hold on, let me get my motherfucking ear horns right.
Yeah.
I got the legend, my brother, Al Harrington, in this motherfucker right now.
What's good, everybody? How y'all doing, man?
Doing well, man. Well, he's a bit upset.
I was upset. What happened?
He would act like he wasn't served, man. He would act like he wasn't there, B. You from Yonkers too? Everybody from Yonkers.
Nah, this New Jersey's finest right now.
I know where he's from,
Jersey's
brother. I
finest.
know where he's from.
Right,
but I'm asking.
You was in the Garden last night. You know that was the home court for all of us.
Yes.
Right. Everybody was on home court. However, you know what I mean. I'm a Harlem nigga, so you know.
Right.
By default,
Right.
By default, I'm leaving my bandana up there too. By default, I'm a Harlem nigga. My heart is with the Dips, but the Locks taught me how to rap.
Yeah.
Right. So it was watching your uncle from your mother's side fighting your uncle from your father's side.
Right.
It was just your uncles going up, but
Yeah.
the family won at the end of the day, and it was a big
Right.
win for New York. Right.
Right.
So that's
Huge
my
win for New York.
that's my answer.
Right.
Who you had last night?
Bro, I had Jada. I mean, who else was there? What happened last night?
Oh shit!
Where was y'all at?
Yo, we was right here watching the joint on. We was watching the shit live.
I'm feeling little right now, yeah.
That was the Jada show last night.
It was.
Yo, alright, so stat line for Jada, or not even stat line. What kind of performance did Jada have last night to you?
That was one of the all time. That was Mike hitting the last shot in Utah. That was a big moment, bro. That was like, because to your point, like, bro, like everybody, like I thought Dipset was going to go. Like even me. Like, and I'm a huge, but Jada, it was like Jada knew about the verses 2 months before everybody else, bro. He came over. He was so prepared. I had even asked another person that had done verses today. I was like, do you think because he did a verses before, he came in with just like he had a better game plan because he's done it before?
Absolutely.
But the way he did that last night, bro,
they was war ready.
that was his moment. That was his moment.
Again, he smoked Fab and Cam, and that hurts saying that. He did.
That was his moment.
That's what he did, bro.
That was his moment.
I wouldn't just single it out to just Cam because it was two other niggas there too. So it was a team versus team game. But what I will say is the best way to articulate it from watching it was, you know, if we played that music and we was here or we was in a car, then you know the diplomat shit might be a little more air candy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But if we looking at bars and shit, then obviously, you know, even though the Dips is legendary, but you know, LOX is on bar surgeon time all the time. But what took them over was the performance.
Right.
Because the MC, the showmanship, the banter,
Right.
and then the songs that played after him.
Right.
And niggas was, you know, they cheated a little bit because the Dips was playing the stadium music, and LOX went, all right, we gonna go mixtape. So it's like, how do you counter that? Only way you could counter that is act fast and go mixtape, because they could do that too. The Diplomats come from the mixtape era too, but I don't think it was
I think the streets was in the building last night, and it showed.
They played to
the locks of the streets.
They played to the crowd. I think
they played to the streets.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they just came in with a different mindset of like the way they were prepared. You know what I'm saying? And then I would say last thing is like, to me, the energy between the two teams, like the fact that like, even though Jada really was still in the show, Styles and who I'm listening, and Sheek, they was rapping that shit.
Facts.
Like they was him.
Facts.
When they was going on their side, whoever time to go was just kind of their time to go. The other two niggas in the back talking to their partners.
Facts.
Like, it just wasn't that. It wasn't that camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it looked like an individual game. It was like a team versus some individuals, even though they a team, but they wasn't as in sync.
Right.
As
Mac called Dipset New Edition.
Nah, we not gonna do no Dipset slander.
We not. That's what Mac did. I'm saying what Mac said.
Damn, what type of nigga?
Yeah, listen, I've been on the gram going for Harlem all day. They've been chewing me up. They've been chewing me up.
Today not a good day for Harlem.
Yeah,
B. Today ain't good for Harlem, B. I fuck with Harlem, but not today, B. Man. Y'all ain't got it today.
Yeah, it's
oh, the Apollo has lived. Damn,
but right, so being drafted from high school.
Yeah.
That's some other shit. That's only a selected few.
Right.
Right, and then to have a 16-year career after that is a feat within itself. Mm-hmm. Right. So, drafted by the Pacers, what was that experience being on a rookie with a team with fucking Chris Mullin, Reggie Miller, fucking Rick Smits,
right? Dutchman,
Jalen Rose,
right?
You know what I mean? What was that? What was that squad like? Like, what was that experience like?
So it's funny, right? Going there, I was off it because I was a Knicks fan. So I really hated Reggie Miller.
Talk about, that was coming for me.
Bro,
talk about that,
I'm
please.
saying I hated Reggie Miller the way any Knicks fan that walk around New York hate Reggie Miller.
Right.
I was on that boat. Reggie Miller? Fuck Reggie Miller. You feel me? And I get drafted to go to the Pacers, bro. I didn't even work out for the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I slipped in the draft. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was going to get drafted by Orlando or Houston. So both of them let me go, and I didn't work out for nobody after that. So I was like, the rest of the draft, I'm like, damn, I ain't work out for none of those teams. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking I ain't gonna get drafted in the first round, just like Rashard Lewis did. If you remember,
right,
Rashard Lewis,
because Houston was supposed to draft him too. They was gonna draft 2 high schoolers, whatever, which didn't even make sense now that I think about it. Know what I know now. But long story short, I'm sitting in the hallway. I had a draft party. My little sister walk out there and give me a hug. She's like, it's going to be okay. And I'm like, Tiffany, get off me.
We all got little sisters, we know.
You know what I'm saying? This is not the time to be over here with that. Yeah. You going to get drafted shit.
Go sit down, man.
But bro, as soon as she said that shit, everybody in the room go crazy. I go out, and it's the Pacers. Everybody hype, but my uncles and shit, they like, Yo, niggas is off the Pacers, B. Like, my mom she happy, but she not happy. She like, Indiana? That's her reaction.
Yeah,
Indiana?
that's all.
Like, that's how much we ain't fuck with the Pacers, you know? But whatever, I get there, and the niggas was old, bro. They was just some old niggas, man. They was old, bro. The niggas was wearing bullshit.
I mean, coming from Jersey.
Driving bullshit.
Yeah, you like,
I'm like, damn, OGs. Ain't none of y'all got nothing fancy.
Yeah.
But they was in Indiana, I get it.
Niggas
was driving trucks, though, like, pickup. I'm like,
they had Karl Malone swag?
Yeah, bro. So I get there, and I don't know much. You know what I'm saying? But I'm from Jersey, bro. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know nice shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I get there, and at the end of the day, bro, like, the reason why I played 16 years was because of them. They laid the foundation, bro. They showed me why they was old motherfuckers in the league. You understand what I'm saying? Professionalism, being on time, doing the fuck you supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your body, eat right, work out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do those foundational things, be a good kid, and you'll be around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So they humbled me, you know what I'm saying, coming in. And I always say this, like, that's the reason why basketball players are special, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't really have a concept of reality, right? Like, we all believe we Superman in some shape, form, or fashion. There's nothing that we can't do.
That's how we look at y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but that's how we feel, too. And I think that having that feeling, that level of confidence is why certain, you know, mad niggas, you know, that was good, they didn't get there. But the niggas like, you like, damn, but he had it's something different about him. To me, it's all mindset. Physical abilities have to be there, but it's definitely your mind. That's why Kobe, like niggas shit Kobe
Mamba
had,
mentality.
a lot of niggas had. But niggas that had that Mamba mentality.
Right.
That's what turned him into the icon basketball player he became. You know what I'm saying? So just being around them, bro, like, I give them all the credit in the world, bro. Like, one funny thing is, like, taxes. I ain't know nothing about paying taxes. And one day, I come home and I had this envelope sitting, you know, with my name on it, open it. There's all these books. I open the books, his numbers and states, and I'm like, the fuck is this? Take it, put it in my closet.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, I come home, because I was staying with Antonio Davis. He let me live with him as a rookie because it was a lockout year, so he let me stay with him or whatever. So I'm at the crib. He got them same books, but he's signing them. So I come in the house. I'm like, damn, what you doing? He was like, paying my taxes. I was like, yeah, I got some books like that downstairs. He was like, go get them. Bring them upstairs. It was my taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know I was supposed to pay taxes. I ain't know nothing. You know, think about it, bro. Like, I'm from nothing, son. Right. Just turned 18 years old. Got my first check was $500,000. You know what I'm saying? So you just like, bro, we don't know shit. We think we know everything. We don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, just being around them dudes, like, helping me find a financial advisor. Like, all those things that a lot of young boys don't get. You know what I'm saying? Especially those guys that be hella young going to a young team that's terrible. It's the blind leading the blind.
Right.
But when you get on a veteran team, you know what I'm saying? I think that they could really help you, like, mature faster. You know what I'm saying? And really put things in the right place. So that's what my experience was, bro. Like, literally coming in not knowing shit, but getting around some old dudes that, you know, really cared about me, bro, and told me the right things to do. You know what I'm saying? And that definitely just taught me and nurtured me and got me to the point where I am today.
So Antonio Davis was the first person to put you under the wing?
So Stephon Marbury was the very first person.
That's hard.
And then right after that was Antonio. Like, he was the first dude on my team.
What's your relationship with Stephon?
So Steph, my cousin, God bless the dead, was his bodyguard back in the day or whatever. So, you know, Steph had a bodyguard since he was down there in high school.
Of course.
So he worked with him, and when I was after the lockout, I did not want to stay at the crib. I'm like, bro, I cannot get drafted and go back and stay in my mother's house. So I'm like, I gotta figure out something.
Not
I was
for
talking to my cousin.
$500,000. Wow.
Yeah, right. I was talking to my cousin. He like, yo, Steph said come out here and work out with us in Atlanta. So that's when I actually first met AI and all those dudes. But, like, I went out there and I stayed with Steph. And same thing, like, Steph, I don't care what anybody say about him. He could be an asshole. He could be all this other shit. But nobody outworks Steph on taking care of himself. Working on his game, working on his body, taking that shit. Like, they trained him like that. Nigga been running stairs and sand since he was like 4.
For real talk.
So
They
look
said
at him right now.
game was about Steph.
It is about Steph. And you look at him now, that nigga's still in game shape, bro. Like, he got, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he grind, and going with him, and he was lifting at Georgia Tech with the football coach. So that was a year like Steph came in all swole and shit when he was in Minnesota before he got traded. And you know, so going from Steph, how serious he was, to then Antonio, you know what I'm saying, and then that team or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I was lucky, bro.
Be around good leadership.
See, you came out of a fucking crazy draft class too.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of legends in there. Vince Carter, Mike Bibby, Paul Pierce, Dirk. You know what I mean?
Dirk.
That shit is just crazy. You know what I mean? Because
Bonzi Wells.
time flies. Like, what was it like being in the draft class, like, with all those elite niggas and being an elite nigga yourself? Like, how was that? Like,
it was good, bro. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I always say, like, when you competing with somebody, bro, it's your peer, right? So it's just like, you don't really get a chance to kind of step back and, like, really recognize, like, who they are, what they are, and how they do it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we was in the mix, you know what I'm saying? Like, Paul Pierce, I tell people all the time, me and Paul mad cool now, but, like, during my career, I hated Paul Pierce. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't like him, sir. Like, I just did not like him. You know what I'm saying? Certain people where you just, like, you know what I'm saying, even within your class. And, you know what I'm saying, to your point, like, we definitely had some dogs in that class, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't mentioned, like, Mike Bibby, Katino Mobley,
Ray
like,
Friends.
Rashard Lewis, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had some dogs.
Who else was that? Somebody else was in that from
Track the Trailer, God bless the dead.
Ola Candy, he went
Antoine Jameson.
Felipe Lopez.
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 It's funny because Felipe went to Rice. And you got drafted right
Thanks,
after
man.
him. This shit was back to back.
Yeah.
Word. That's hard.
I can't believe Felipe, man. Can you believe Felipe ain't make it, bro? Only thing when I went to, because, you know, St. John's was recruiting me crazy. So I would go up there a lot. And it was just something about Felipe game that at that level just was not, like, elite. It wasn't like what it was in high school. You know what I'm saying? It was just like something about it that was just like really kind of basic.
He made noise in Rice.
He made noise. He was supposed to be Jordan, right?
He made noise.
The Dominican Jordan.
Yes,
he was
bro.
LeBron before LeBron, I would say,
He
as
made
far
noise.
as the hype. Right? So, hell yeah.
I was surprised, but when I saw him in person, I'm like, And I ain't know much about him. Like I told you, I'm a late bloomer. But it just was nothing about it to me that was just screamed like elite. Like I saw Kobe. I was a sophomore, right? Kobe was a senior. I was going into my sophomore year. He's going into his senior year. And I watched him play. And like you could see, like, bro, this motherfucker was like flying on the court. Nigga was just flying. Like, that's how I looked like he was playing. It was just something about that shit that was just so like, what the fuck is that? Like, niggas just flying. Kobe's flying, dunking that shit, flying back on defense. You know, like, yo, he's special.
Kobe, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I never saw that with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that hype of it, I thought it would be like that. You know what I'm saying? It's even like seeing, you know, I saw Steph Moore, but like seeing Allen Iverson for the first time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something about the way that motherfucker be out there moving and shit. You like,
you think Felipe playing 4 years in college messed him up? He should have came out earlier.
Back then,
he was hot early.
Yeah, but
I mean, you mean to get drafted, but he got drafted, so it didn't matter.
Yeah,
there's one thing if he did 4 years and didn't get drafted. At least he got drafted.
Right.
You know
I ain't taking up for him. This is not this set versus the last, Raji.
You leaving him out there by himself?
Nah, I hit you with the little chip.
He can't get over it. He wearing pink today. He feeling the way.
Hey.
Right. So from Indiana, you know what I mean, the stop in the A, and then.
Hey.
Yeah, that's why I just left that alone. I just left that alone. That's why I said to stop. And then you came home. You feel me? What was it like coming home and playing in the Garden?
So let me tell you how I got home though. Crazy ass story, bro. No bullshit. Could not stand Don Nelson punk ass.
He looked like an asshole.
Only reason why I'm willing to fuck with him now is because we can smoke.
Right.
Like, I really want to smoke with him. I feel like if I smoke with him, we can amend some things.
That's a fact.
But, bro, like, I couldn't stand that motherfucker, bro. Like, he was something else, bro. I don't know. I ain't fuck with him because he ain't fuck with me, and I never did nothing for him not to fuck with me. I'm like, bro, like, but whatever. So, finish that season, and I'm like, I'm out of here. Like, fuck this motherfucker. I'm out. Fuck him. I'm gone. I call this motherfucker on FaceTime. He's sitting in his pool. In Hawaii. We're on FaceTime. He's floating on a floaty, and we're talking and shit. And I'm like, yo, coach, I was like, look, man, this ain't working out. I want to get out of here. I just need you to just sign off on it. Chris Mullin was a GM. I was like, I already talked to Mully about it. You know, he said, you got to sign off because they think we still whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. So he says to me, he's like, what are you talking about, Al? I love you, Al. He's like, I'm going to make you a captain this year, right? So I'm like, bro, I want to get out of here. He's like, whatever, right? Bring me back in. So the summer, right before season start, promise you, right before the season start, take my wife to Philippe Chow, right? To Philippe's. So we leaving Philippe's, and literally the next day, I'm flying back to San Francisco, start the season, training camp. We driving down Park, whatever that shit is right alongside the park, 57 or 60, whatever it is, 58. driving down the shit.
Central Park?
Yeah, Central Park. Central Park West.
Yeah,
Central Park. And I look to the left, and Donnie Walsh, the general manager of the Knicks, is standing in front of the hotel.
Wow. And he used to be the GM.
He drafted me.
There you go.
Right? So he's standing in front of the hotel, right? So I look, I'm like, that's Donnie. So I bust a U-turn. I jump out. I'm like, Donnie, what's up? He scratchy ass boy. He out there smoking a cigarette and shit. So we hug and shit. He's like, what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, yo, man, I want to get the fuck out of Golden State, bro. I was like, I've been a Knicks fan, because I even told him when he drafted me, I was like, yo, why y'all drafting me? I hate the Pacers. Like, I'm 18, bro. I said that to this man, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, really? He was like, you really don't like it there? He was like, we called around, and he was like, there was no interest in moving you or none of that. I was like, yo, listen, I'm trying to get out of there, bro. Please. He like, I'll see what I can do. Go to the season, makes me the captain, starts me, right? Starts me the first 8 games, whatever. So I'm playing, but I don't want to be there, right? Whatever, we go 3-5 or something like that, right? Come in one day, he calls me in the office, and he says, all right, you know what? It's the Brandon Wright show. So I don't even remember Brandon Wright that played for the North Carolina, right? So he like, it's the Brandon Wright show.
Right.
So I was like, well, what does that mean? He was like, it's the Brandon Wright show. And I was like, well, what does that mean? He said, I'm going to start Brandon. And I was like, over me? He was like, yeah, I'm going to start Brandon. It's the Brandon Wright show. I was like, all right, cool. So I walk out, we practice, leave. The next day I come into practice, and I say my back fucked up. So I'm like, yo, my back is killing me. I was like, I need to go see the therapist in L.A. that I, you know what I'm saying, I rock with. So had them fly me to L.A., and I'm there 2 weeks. They like, how your back? I'm like, it still hurt. So he got the point. It's like, I'm not playing here no more. And Donnie traded for me.
That's crazy. But I want to say one thing about that squad. I feel like that squad, it's 3 other brothers on that squad that's in this marijuana world that's so dope. And I don't even know if y'all bonded about that during that time with all the Smoke brothers,
right,
with Jackson, Matt Barnes,
yep,
and B. Diddy.
Yep.
You feel me? Was there any foresight that y'all would be ambassadors for this great thing, this great plant that's fucking...
Nah, bro. I mean, they were smoking the whole time. Like, when we beat, they was, bro. Like, I wasn't smoking, dog. They was smoking the whole time.
Fuck it, we knew.
Yeah.
We know.
That's Oakland. Niggas,
we know.
That's the home of the
even
bud.
before that, they was smoking, bro. Like, them niggas been smoking the whole time, bro. So we get together, they smoking. There ain't nothing they smoking. So we beat Dallas, bro. They went to Don Nelson's crib. They bought a party to Don Nelson's house. He had the top floor of this apartment building, and they smoked his shit out, bro. The head coach smoked it out.
The coach.
The whole thing. This a fact.
That's crazy.
This a fact, bro. Like, so they've been smoking the whole time. So to the next year is when they finally got me to smoke. I got hella paranoid, ain't go out with them niggas or nothing that night. I was like, y'all got it. I'm like, y'all niggas smoke to feel like this.
That was your first time in the A smoking?
Was in Arizona, but when I was with the Golden State Warriors. First time I was smoking ever. It's like 20.
Wow.
That's crazy.
But you got to think, nigga was drafted out of
high school. I get it.
You know what I mean?
Bro, I was scared of weed.
It's weed in Jersey, though, nigga.
Jersey, bro. Like, I was, nigga. In 8th grade, a couple of my homies, it was not my homies, niggas in my homeroom class got locked up for having like nickel bags of weed when they used to check the lockers.
Jersey law is different.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
so
I
like,
was talking about you. Yeah.
Bro, scared of weed in Jersey?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I wasn't fucking with that shit.
Still up to this day, I don't fuck with weed in Jersey.
Nah, real talk.
And they like, yo, it's legalized. You good? It's decriminalized.
You got PTSD,
bro.
Yeah,
I got PTSD. I don't even want to cross the
So
bridge.
we trying to tell motherfuckers, man, to be like that.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Right, so I want to get into this marijuana world that we thrive in. Being a black-owned brand. I want to start with the name.
Right.
Viola. Now, I know, but a lot of my friends don't know, and I'm sure a few of my viewers in here,
right,
they don't know. Where did the name derive from?
Well, started was my grandmother. Viola's my grandmother. 11 years ago, I convinced her to come see me play when I was playing in Denver for the Nuggets. And when she got there, took her bags downstairs. She had me bring her bag back up. It was a pill bag. So she opened it and she just started taking all these pills. So I hadn't seen her in a while, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Grandma, why are you taking so much medication? And she's like, I got high blood pressure, I got diabetes, glaucoma. So when she said glaucoma, I was like, Grandma, I was just reading the newspaper how cannabis cures glaucoma. This because I don't know nothing, you know what I'm saying? So we talk about it and she finally like, well, what's cannabis? And I was like, it's marijuana, weed. She's like, reefer? She's like, come on, boy, I ain't smoking no reefer. Like, reefer? She's like, that's what they say, reefer.
Smoking on reefers.
Reefer? So she like, nah. So we talk about it some more, whatever. I next day, I come home, she in the kitchen, and she complained about her eyes, saying they hurt. So I was like, Grandma, look, why don't we just try this cannabis? It'll be our secret, won't tell nobody. She said, I'm in so much pain today, I'll try anything. Sent my man to the store, dispensary rather, came back, boy, Vietnam Kush is what I'll never forget the name of it. Like Vietnam Kush or whatever. We vaporized in a volcano bag for her.
Okay.
So this is like a $1,200 transaction for me, bro, because he had to buy the vapor thing because I'm thinking she can't smoke a blunt. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about rolling paper, whatever. She hit it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Looking at her eyes started to get a little glossy. I'm like, all right, Grandma, I think that's enough.
In the volcano. But you did a favor because that's the purest form of inhaling.
Now I always say this was God at work. This whole thing, bro. Like, my grandma was born in 1931. You know what I'm saying? So you just, you know what I'm saying? When you just think about that, like what she's seen with drugs and like that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? And for her to be open-minded enough to try it was just amazing. So she tries it, take it downstairs. I wake up, I go take a nap, hour and a half later. I go check on her because I remember the first time they made me smoke, how paranoid I was. So I said, let me just go check on her. And when I go downstairs, I knock on the door, don't hear nothing. Knock again, open the door. Her back's to the door and she's looking down. So I was like, Grandma, you all right? A little smirk on my face, I'm sure. And she turned around and she was crying tears. She was like, I'm healed. She said, I haven't been able to read the words of my Bible in over 3 years. So she was downstairs reading her Bible after she got high for the very first time, bro. Wow. And that's what inspired me. So that's why we named the company after her. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for that story, bro, I definitely wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all about no weed.
That's hard.
That's for sure.
Turn grandma to a brand. That's hard.
God bless her too. She had surgery today, and she all right.
God bless her. God bless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On top of the brand, it was the act of a grandson healing his grandmother or finding the source to help that. You know what I mean? So that's dope within itself.
Thanks,
so
bro.
that came in on your playing days in Denver, right? So when did you actually establish and start running with Viola?
So we didn't come out with the name of the company until 2014, and that was in Colorado. I started everything in Colorado, and obviously it was because that was the first place I found out about it or whatever. But what happened was with the NBA, knowing like what the NBA did with us as far as branding, the way that they run cannabis out there is like if you grow it, you ship it to the store. And then they just distribute it into like those white little pop tops. You know what I'm saying? So you never get credit for growing good weed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, how can I figure out how to build a brand while at the same time cultivating, you know what I'm saying, and growing weed? And once again, my grandmother comes in. Like, our color, the company is purple. That's her favorite color. The reason why I learned about concentrates was because when she was smoking, she started to get paranoid thinking that when she had functions at her house for the church people, that they were smelling weed in her house. Right? So
Of course.
she went to the house smelling like weed. So she stopped smoking. You know what I'm saying? So my aunt like, yeah, Mom complaining and da. So I learned about concentrates so that I could still medicate her without the smell and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Like the teas and all that?
That's the teas, that's concentrates, edibles, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Learning that process, you know what I'm saying? But what also the opportunity was like, the way we was making the concentrates, the shit was so good, we created a crazy ass demand for it. And concentrates you got to sell in end user packaging, meaning you got to package it yourself and then send it to the store. So that's the way we can get our brand on something now. By making concentrates, now we become a brand because we sell it in end user packaging. You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
So just like all this shit, just like for me, it's just all like life lessons, you know what I'm saying, have like sculpted me and molded me. It molded the company. You know what I'm saying? Like everything you see that from us is like shit that either I like or my homeboys like. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we in touch, right? You know what I'm saying? We not up here fun, private, and this, and that, and all that. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't some bums either. We like right in the middle where everybody can relate. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of how we decide to do shit. It's just like it's bigger than us. It's for the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We trying to include as many people into our lifestyle as possible.
Right now, y'all, you tapped all the way in, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you know, when I got put on to this a couple years ago by you, when you pulled up on me, the packaging alone, it was like, I want to say, I was like, yo, this shit is like, it's Avon packaging.
Right.
like this shit is so royal. You know what I mean? And marketing within itself, you know what I mean, that's a powerful tool when you're trying to move something, right? How did you get into the marketing side of, you know, the packaging at the beginning? Like this, like we gonna get into this 96 pack that I'm on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm up, I'm going, I'm like, all right, cool, I gotta keep smoking this shit. Right. But before we got to this, we had the Avon style packaging where it was like the quarters was a longer two. The eighth was, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth with different flavors. What was your packaging routine like?
Man, like I always say like it's certain brands that like inspire me. You know what I'm saying? Like Nike's one of them, right? And like when you think about, you know, the innovation, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to figure out what is it that people really need that they don't know that they need yet. You know what I'm saying? And when I just thought about weed, is like at the end of the day, or cannabis, excuse me, it's always something about it that's kind of like dirty and negative. It's supposed to be like they expect it to be in a plastic bag, or you know what I'm saying? And like I wanted to like, nah, like we're gonna show you like how this shit really should be packaged and like how beautiful the flower is. You know what I'm saying? Like how amazing that whole experience should be. So when I first came out, it was like obviously everybody was doing bags, and bags is part of the culture too. You know what I'm saying? And I also believe you got to give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see we're now starting to mix in bags, but we'll always have those jars. And for me, like the jar idea, I always felt like the jar could be so many different things, right? That will allow the brand to continue to live on. Right, so with a bag, right, and I'm not, you know, poo-pooing bags. We about to do bags, but like with a bag, you use it, you may throw your weed in or whatever. But there's no other use for it, right?
Right.
But those jars, like you could put your toothbrush in the jar. You could put all kind of shit in the jar, right? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I figured, I was like, how can I create some packaging that people will use besides just the cannabis? You know what I'm saying? So these are all the things that was like in my mind, you know what I'm saying, as we did it. And, you know, just definitely wanting to be different, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, especially once again, like I said, it's hard for us, people of color, getting in cannabis and to, you know, but at the end of the day, it's not enough of us in it at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we got to really start looking at this shit and figuring out how can we work together instead of working apart and looking at each other as competition.
Exactly.
That's what
we
it
are
is.
not the competitors, bro.
That's a fact. We trying to come
Even
up.
with me and my size, bro, I'm not doing enough damage to look at anybody as a competitor, bro.
Right.
That look like me for sure.
That's a fact.
Right.
You
There's
know what I'm
definitely a
saying?
small percentage of us that's in this shit. So you just said something that's powerful. It's better to stick together than be apart.
That's
a
for
fact.
sure, bro.
Especially because
Always.
the percentage of us that's in it, it's a way bigger percentage of us that's not. You know what I mean? And the other, you know, we're not gonna, whatever.
Then you get into NFTs?
Nah, somebody just made me one.
Somebody made
I
you
can't
one?
look, bro. I don't know why I can't, and I don't know if I'm just not smart enough or what, but I cannot figure out the NFT.
Me
shit,
neither.
And I can't figure out the cryptocurrency shit.
I gotta put you on because I
There
kind
you
of
go.
figured it out.
Yeah, I need somebody to talk layman because it's something that just doesn't make sense to me.
This is an NFT. It's moments. It's basically we all have our own base, right? So for me, for instance, like the NFTs I sold was baby pictures. My mother and father's fucking wedding picture with different font and marijuana related type shit around it. And it correlated to my brand because I had a project that was built around it. Right. So this 96 pack, for instance, they have NBA Top Shot. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with that, right? However, I'm going to get this one away. Bubba Chuck could create his own moment in the gym or wherever doing whatever the fuck it is he's doing. That's his personal moment. That's an NFT. It's basically just a moving. It's a moment. Like I feel like how people collect art, Basquiat's, Herrings, all that shit. At some point, an NFT is gonna be in that same realm. We gonna live in this digital world of skins. Pause. Like Fortnite.
Right.
Where it's a lot of digital moving shit going on. You gotta wear some glasses to see some shit that you wearing that you can't see without the glasses. I believe that's where technology is going.
Do you, man?
Just buy these NFTs. Yeah, bro. It's moving art at the end of the day.
So last night versus was NFC? Can be an NFC?
It could be.
Yeah.
The moment with,
I'm just trying to get it.
The moment where fucking Kiss snatched the bandana and threw that could be a fucking NFT at this point. The way the world is moving, it's moments that people are invested in.
So like
that's
memes.
how I could name. Yeah,
Not, but like
in layman's terms.
Yeah,
but it's a little more technical because it's certain companies that specialize in these things that get it in that world of crypto, because it's all like when you get paid through Coinbase, and then you got to transfer the Coinbase dollars to USD. So it's a whole different world of understanding. But once you really get into it, it's
we gotta send out.
It's a thing.
Smoke,
We got to, because I was talking to a company earlier, and it's funny. It's good I'm sitting with you because that's something to talk about. But back to marijuana. You sat. God bless David Stern.
God bless him.
You sat with David Stern and was pretty much the advocate for the boys, and lifting this off the ban list, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I read a quote where it said he wasn't with it at first, but you persuaded him.
Right.
Nah. What was that tactic like? Like, what was that whole shit?
Bro, no, I mean, the main thing was just telling him the truth, right? And at the end of the day, he was a commissioner for so long. He know what the players go through, bro. That man was brilliant. I got to give it to him. Like, that man was brilliant. You know what I'm saying? And I just talked to him about shit that he knew already, but just heard it a different way. And I was just saying, like, when you think about the players and, like, all that we deal with, right, besides the game, like, that's why this whole new mental health thing is now being talked about. But once again, it's like you said earlier, people look at us like we Superman. So Superman ain't got no problems besides trying to figure out how to save the day, right? But it's like, because he can do it, Superman, right? But with us, bro, like, you got, and I said to him, I was like, yo, your coach is bugging. You got that going on. Your wife is bugging, right? Mom Dukes is bugging.
Right.
Like, don't think just we could turn that off. Like, that don't go nowhere. Like, more money, more problem, all that, right? So I talked about shit like that, just like our overall mental and, like, what outlets we have. You know what I'm saying? This is before it was even mental health, but I'm like, damn, where can we go? There's nowhere to go, right? What do? We normally drink, right? If you got pills there to abuse and make you feel better, you're going to start abusing those. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, or you could have access to cannabis, which could, help a lot of that stuff, right? That's on the mental side. Then I went to the physical side. Said same thing. I said, David, we work out hard, man. Like, I'm built, the way I train, I was built to play 2 hours. Because I'll play 2 hours in the summertime, pickup. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I play in an NBA game, nigga, I play 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. So when I get done with that, nigga, I'm still hyped. Like, I'm still on edge. Like, what's next? It ain't nothing next. Right? It's like, nigga, chill out. But what I did to chill out, I had a bottle of Hennessy under my chair. I had a bottle of Ciroc. I had a bottle of Douce. I had whatever, you know what I'm saying? So now I start drinking after the game, and it's just, once again, to calm down. Just to calm down, or I may be drinking away with the pain or whatever. But most times, for me, it was to calm down, right? And I think about, going to the next city, a little twisted, go to sleep, wake up, still a little twisted, hungover, blah, 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 blah. And I always said today, I was like, David, just imagine if cannabis was available to us, right? Where the trainer could walk after the game and be like, here go a 10 milligram edible, here go a 15 for you, because we all different, right? Whatever, we figure out what our dosages are. And now that immediately knocks off the edge. Like, now I'm chilling. Then when you think about, I'm going to use a big word, our endocannabinoid system and the cannabinoids that are in cannabis that heals us. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to play it as, now relax, get a better night's sleep. His body is healing from within. because of the cannabinoids in cannabis. And the next day, I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to go.
And he can still eat.
I feel great. Have my appetite, whatever I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, David, which player would you rather have? And he was like, damn, I ain't think about it like that. He said, I think I would rather have a guy. Because, liquor leads you to all
types of shit. Right. DUIs,
all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's no good in that. We promote that. That's good. We promote it all day long. But with cannabis is something that, depending on what you smoke, but most times it's going to relax us. We're going to go sit and chill, play video games.
No, bro.
Right? Or if you go to the spot, so you gonna go to the spot, you'll be staring and looking around like, I'm gonna go home and chill, bro.
Word. Stay out of trouble.
I ain't got no trouble, bro. Chilling.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? So just like, I just broke it down like that. Just always say everything for me is just trying to be as simple as possible in just layman's terms. Like, this is how it is, And bro, I mean, for some reason, I struck a chord. Like, even when he said that, the first thing that I heard coming from like the people from the NBA was like, David must be an investor in my company. You know what I'm saying?
Because he letting it rock.
And he was not. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man said something because I think he believed it. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of other shit I gave him. Like, I was giving him research and shit on certain things. And the man he was brilliant, bro. Nah, for sure.
That was hard. It was hard that, for one, you was able to do that. Because a lot of people wouldn't even have the courage to even put together the doc or continue to persuade somebody with that power,
right,
to do that believed in
right,
it
bro.
so much.
I didn't even think about the magnitude of it, bro. Not until after it happened. Not until when I was in the interview with him and he said the shit, I was like, oh shit, because he was an attorney, so you can't trick him. So I had 17 questions. I'll never forget trying to lead him down the path to say something like that. And he said it on the third question. So actually, I did it with Maverick Carter, LeBron, man.
Oh, that's
hard.
That's hard.
For us or whatever. So as soon as he said that after the third question, I looked at him behind the camera and I was like, bro, what else am I supposed to ask him? I could, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I came for was that right there, bro.
I just came for that. I'm out of here now.
That's all I came for. He's like, no, we need 15 more minutes. I was like, all right, bro. That's what I came for. But nah, yeah, I didn't realize the magnitude of that shit. But I promise you, to your point, like, after that happened, they started looking at it totally different. Like, that's when all the shit, the barriers started to fall. After he made that comment. You know what I'm saying? Because they opened up the conversation for real and people couldn't get around it this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's too many proven facts, the benefits of cannabis. You know what I'm saying? So y'all cannot continue with that old school ignorant ass way of thinking. Right. It's over.
Right, it's over.
It's over, bro.
Especially with it being legal in New York and decriminalized in New York.
What you did today when they said it was legal in New York? What was the first thing you did?
I wasn't even happy because I was so mad. I'm like,
tell them why you was mad though.
I went through all this shit, getting locked up. I'm going to shows. I'm going to do my job. You feel me? I'm good one. I'm at motherfucking the Tunnel reunion.
No, this is crazy.
All the young niggas. Me, French,
Chinks Drugs, R.I.P.
God bless. Kiss was there. I mean, he's a legend, but he was there for Flex, and I think Ferg. It was a bunch of us. Me, Kiss, Chinks, and French ain't make it in the tunnel because we had warrants.
Yeah, that made it in the papers.
We made it to the papers and the bookings that night. Mine's was for weed, because that's the only thing I ever get in trouble for. I'm a good guy. I live my life by the book. Right. But weed, somehow I always get jammed up. So once that shit happened, I'm like, you mean to tell me I done went through all of this shit?
No respiration.
And now they just like, oh, nah, it's all good. You could just, I mean, I'm happy.
Right.
But then on the same accord, it's like, I'm thinking, what's the catch? Or how long this gonna last? Right. What you got in mind for us? What you trying to get me off right now that you just like, yeah, go ahead, go smoke.
They taxing it now. That's what it is.
No, I mean,
money for them.
Not really. Not in New York.
Not yet.
Not
in
New York.
I
mean, it will be, and it'll probably be double than what California is, because you know, just being compliant in this shit, it's money to be made, but it's a long road.
Right.
To get that money. It looks better than what it actually is. but being in stores that's the bucket list thing that you want for your brand, right?
doubt.
So us being faces of color, right, and being compliant, what was the process for you going through that?
Man, so like when I first started, obviously I did this shit when it wasn't popular. Like now it's popular. Everybody trying to get in the weed game. Everybody want to strain. Everybody want this. Everybody want that. When I did this shit, it was still federally illegal for real. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, bro, I still don't know why why I took a chance like that.
Yeah.
But bro, it was something about it. I just felt like I was doing the right fucking thing, bro.
You didn't feel like you was doing nothing wrong. That's why we all did it.
Yeah, but also like thinking that I could be the voice of changing the why people saying it's bad and it's not. Like it helped my grandmother, bro. And now after I found out it helped my grandmother, my extractor, my very first extractor dude named John. He had a guy that had 120 tumors on his lungs or whatever. They gave him 6 months to live. This man lived another 3 years because of this Rick Simpson oil that John used to make. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing that, and I'm like, yo, they been lying to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they literally been lying to us about weed all this time, bro. So that's what it was like for me. It was first like standing up for like the plant. Because I had my issue. I had a knee surgery. I thought I was going to die. I had staph infection, the whole shit. This infection got in my bloodstream. I had 6 surgeries in a week. Like, it was crazy. And they had me on so much medication that I'm like, damn. And this lady come to see me, her name Chloe. And we sitting in the room, and I can barely stay up talking to her and my man Dan. And she's just like, yo, she's like, why you on all this stuff? Like, you could try CBD and this, that, and the third. And she gave me these tinctures and gave me these creams and all that, bro. And like literally, bro, I've had probably still 4 surgeries since then. Bro, I've never take the drugs, bro. I use all cannabis. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how much I believe in the plant. And like from when I started of it not being popular, like bro, I ask people for advice, dog. Like I know, my resources is crazy. I know hella people, real estate billionaire, tech billionaire. I ask them about weed, they like, what? Whoa. Damn, they don't even talk about that shit while you around me type shit. You know what I'm saying? My financial advisor dropped me as a client. He said he wasn't gonna go to jail for helping me launder money.
Wow.
Because he ain't understand.
He didn't understand it. He think he about the drug deal.
Bro, with all of that, I still kept fighting. You know what I'm saying? And just in the industry, bro, like, so in the beginning, I paid my way. Like, I had the money to make the certain investments I needed to make in the beginning. And then once and I'm happy I did my own money because I lost a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a learning curve. It's a steep-ass learning curve in cannabis because with all the regulatory environments, it's just so much that goes on. And to your point, like, it definitely gets you to the point where sometimes you're like, damn, I should, like, this is too much. Like, is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you do get to that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's really tough, you know what I'm saying? Especially someone like myself, like, when you go after licenses, it's the most invasive process ever. Like, bro, when you have to give up every bank account, any affiliated bank account, any car loan you got. So if my mother car, I'm paying for my mother car, like they got to get all that information that goes into you getting a license.
That's a fact.
And this is some person that's like a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 employee that literally has all my information my whole life type shit.
Can do anything.
You know what I'm saying? Just for me to get in line to even get a license.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's incredibly expensive. And, now I'm at the point where like, now I do need real help. You know what I'm saying? In order to continue to keep pushing this shit because it's hella expensive too. You know what I'm saying? But I say all that to say not to discourage us. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean we can't figure it out.
That's a fact.
Cause I did it. I'm telling you, like me and my cousin ain't know shit, and we did it when shit was even way more confusing. You know what I'm saying? So it can be done. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, like, to encourage our people is like, yo, we the masters of making something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like no matter what environment we walk into, we can figure that shit out because we've been doing that shit for forever. That's
what we do.
That's what we do, period.
Yeah, we mastered that shit.
We mastered that, you know? So like at the end of the day, bro, like look at these opportunities. New York, New Jersey's coming on. They're gonna have social equity components. And once again, it's one of those things where like, yeah, you look at it, maybe you can't do it by yourself, but you got 6, 7, 8 partners around. Maybe everybody can scrounge up something, put something together. You know what I'm saying? Or those 8 people ask other 8 people. You know what I'm saying? And y'all figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because the opportunity, once you get it, I always told my cousin this, man. I was like, bro, like, because it was time. I'm telling you so many times for us to quit, bro. But I always say to him, I'm like, cousin, wait till we get the license and watch how they carry us. You know what I'm saying? Because once I got the license, now you got to look at me as a totally different motherfucker. I was talking to you about an idea before. Now I got this shit.
Right.
Now what's up? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like hitting milestones. You know what I'm saying? And just keep grinding until you figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And New York, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, we help, write some of the legislation here and stuff. And the main thing I kept going back to them and saying was, we get the opportunity. We get that we have an opportunity, but once we get it, then what? You know what I'm saying? Because it's so expensive, I'm like, y'all have to figure out how to create some finance for these social equity applicants. You know what I'm saying? Because you give me a license with no bread and no resources, then I just got a license.
What is that? Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And you leave me open for predatory investors, niggas that's gonna come and give me the bread, but only gonna allow me to keep 5% of my business. You know what I'm saying? That happens and it's happening right now today. Somebody just signed a deal right now. Guaranteed, somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So with New York, I'm like, yo, y'all got to figure this out. So they have a lot of things in place that should provide some, you know what I'm saying, some financing and different things like that. So I would say get on that website, learn that shit, and figure it out. Because those licenses are going to be worth $10, $15 million. Easy. Just the paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be that kind of value on those licenses, bro. So try to figure out a way to get in the game. Straight up.
New York is wide open. You know what I mean? It's
open.
It's about to be that time. You know what I mean? Like you saying, back to your point where, we'll always find a way. Smokers Club, we started from nothing. And it's our shit is a rainbow coalition of shit, right? But
fire.
But the whole point I'm making is we still made it to being compliant. Doesn't matter how it happens, it happens. You know what I mean?
This shit, Smoke.
Right, so we gonna talk about this 9-6 right now. Because now I'm feeling really good off this 9-6, right?
Pack.
How did you in AI? For one, I didn't even know AI was in the culture of Bud. So that makes him even cooler to me.
Right.
He was already super cool, top 5, all that cool shit. But the fact that he's in this shit that I love made him. He might be almost number 1 right now on my list because of this, right? When did y'all come up with this 9-6 pack?
So this was like 2 years ago when I first had the conversation with him, and it was you know what? The first time I ever even talked about it was during that Big 3 shit. So this was like 4 or 5 years ago, actually, right? Just brought it up, and same thing. Weed? I ain't doing no motherfucking weed. That's his response.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't put my name on no weed. I ain't doing no weed. Like,
hey, I don't want no positive bullshit.
Like, I ain't fucking none of that money, man. Y'all bugging.
No positive bullshit.
Like, literally, it walked away from me. Like, just ain't even nothing else to talk about. I was like, Chuck, nigga, like, going. I'm like, all right, fuck it, man. This nigga here, bro. This nigga changed, bro. This nigga ain't the same nigga no more, man.
Nigga, like, leave me out that shit.
Oh, shit.
So he walked off. So a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I just brought it back. You know what I'm saying? Me and my man Abe, you know what I'm saying? Gave him a call and started talking to him about it. And he's like, all right, let me get my managers on this, man. And then he put us on the phone with Uncle Mo and Shayla. And, we started explaining to him, like, what we had going on. You know what I'm saying? And, for me, when I sell people, bro, it ain't even about the bud, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, like, our existence. Like, why we doing this shit? You know what I'm saying? And, like, I'm literally doing this shit to open up the door for black people in cannabis, bro. Like, I promise to own, like, I always say, like, I'm going to make money, and I want to make money for sure. But, like, God gave me a great life that I've had most of my experiences already. Like, it ain't a lot of shit I need to do.
He talking.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, bro. So it's like I want my kids to have that experience now. But, since I feel like I got them pretty straight, I'm like, damn, how can I uplift my people? How can I liberate my people? You know what I'm saying? Especially through something that destroyed our community. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally they used it to lock us up, bro. Like, that was the number one thing that they used to lock us up. You're example of that shit. Sitting right here talking to somebody that weed, bro, we never own the fields. What black grower growing thousands of pounds of weed? I'll wait.
I don't know one.
I'll wait.
I don't know one.
You gonna be waiting like a motherfucker.
Bro, how many of them you know they got trucking companies to drive the shit from Cali or wherever to our hood to New York? I wait. So like none of that pipeline ever affected. But only ours, we the nickel bags locking us up for that.
Locking the nickel bags
for years. Up. When we was gonna smoke it, you ain't even distributing it, dog. You caught me with a roach in my, and you gonna lock me up for a roach that I was smoking?
They locked my man up because it smelled like weed in the car. They couldn't even find the weed. They gave him a DUI just for smelling it.
Come on, bro. So like that's obvious. Like this shit. So for me, it's like, bro, fuck that. Like nah. And I mean, I don't know if it'll fuck up opportunities moving forward or not, but like this one, I'm standing tall on this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta fuck with us. Y'all cannot not let us big part. Rice, sugar, cotton, alcohol, the lottery, all that was us, bro. We don't got no ownership in that shit.
The number game, they took the number game.
Everything that was all us, bro. Like we brilliant too, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like, how do we? So that's what I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to figure out like, what are the next strategic moves to be able to keep myself in that position to help uplift other black people and people of color. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Minorities. Like when they usually say minorities, includes women and this and that. So we're not a minority. We're black because we need our own shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's straight up no disrespect to nobody. But we need our own shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the ones, not the mind. We're the ones. You know what I'm saying? So, how can I have the biggest effect on that? Like, how can I continue to create opportunities for our people? You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I'm focused on, and that's why I felt like Allen's people were able to really embrace the idea. And then I talked to him about it, and I tell him like, yo, Chuck, like, you know, we gonna sell weed, but like, we also gonna be like, we gonna raise the awareness, like, we about to turn it up. You know what I'm saying? Now we need to keep elevating this platform. We want the world to know. There's black people everywhere too. Don't get it twisted anyway.
It's a big influence.
You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't only here. There's other countries that's going. You know what I'm saying? And black people there was locked up the same way. It was all the same.
He ain't lying, bro.
Everywhere it was, bro.
Our color, bro.
Dead ass. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what we on, bro. So just trying to figure that shit out. And, you know, he was like, yeah, I'm with it. You know, the only thing is he don't smoke as much as he used to. You know what I'm saying? He had some, you know, funny ass stories, but he told me, and I promise I'm gonna work it till I figure it out. He told me if I can create a strain that tastes like his favorite drink, which is Dom Perignon.
Oh shit.
He'll smoke it.
That's hard.
You might have to name it that.
They'll probably knock me for it. I'm gonna have to figure it.
Just gotta switch the spelling up on
Dom Perignon.
Yeah.
Turn the shit upside down, fucking nigga. You know what I'm trying to say? Now we give it up, bro. Turn that shit upside down.
Right, so we got this segment that show got. It's called Shoot the Five with Show. Whoa, shit! Oh, shit! Stop. Nah, we lit. That shit was still going through the interface. Imperfections.
Yeah.
That was probably show. Move some shit.
Get blamed for everything at personal party.
Anyway, we got a segment that show got called Shoot the Five with Show, where basically he shoots you 5 names and you give me the first thing that comes to mind when you hear these names.
All right.
I usually got 5 today. I got 6.
Okay.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? All right. David Stern.
genius,
Donnie Walsh.
mobster,
Antonio Davis.
big bro,
Stephon Marbury.
big little bro. No, Starbury for a star.
Got you. Miss Viola, grandma.
My baby, man.
That's ill.
My
No,
baby.
I suppose too. That's ill.
I need 2.
All right, my last one. Al Harrington.
King.
I like that, my nigga. Yeah. I like that.
What else y'all got for me, man?
Man, I mean, shit, we just...
That was illy right there.
I do got one more thing for you. Top 5 rappers of all time.
He gonna say Jada.
At
Man, Jada got it today. Today is all Jada, but nah, my top 5 is Jigga Man, Drake.
I'm with you. I'm rolling.
Wayne.
Rolling.
Pac.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go big, you know, cause I'm old, bro. So
Now you ain't old. We great. You bugging out, man. They gotta live to get to this age, B. I'm trying to get older. You heard what I'm trying to say? Don't do that. They gotta live to get to our age, brother.
That's my 5 though. I'm rolling with them.
That's a good 5.
That's hard.
Top 5 basketball players of all time.
Mike, Bronny, Bean, Shaq. I say Bron already, right?
Yep.
Bron, Shaq, Kobe, MJ, and damn, who am I missing? I'll probably say Magic.
I like that.
Yeah, I'll put Magic. I'll put Magic right there, 5th one.
That's hard. That's hard.
You can't.
That's 2 good lists.
That's nothing.
Even though you do got a quite Young Money list on the other joint.
Yeah.
But I'm rolling though.
Yeah.
I'm rolling.
I'm sorry.
You know, I'm rolling.
I said Drake and Wayne.
Yeah,
That's heavy.
They gave me both. I'm like,
That's
oh
Drake
shit.
and Wayne. That's heavy.
Yo, my brother, I appreciate you.
Very much,
You're a
sir.
saint and a scholar.
myself.
Thank you for stopping by. But before I let you go, usually I be a one to leave the gems. But when I got a gem in front of me, I need the gems to drop a gem on all the listeners and viewers on Chasing a Dream.
Yeah, man. Just I guess as they always say, like, you know what I'm saying. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. You know what I'm saying. And my thing is like, the only way you gonna be great at something, you gotta be willing to like lose it all to damn near get it. You know what I'm saying? And like,
That's crazy.
that's just what it is. Like you gotta grind and you gotta believe. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna believe in your vision more than you. You know what I'm saying? So once you got those 2 things, you got work ethic, you just gotta go for it. And you know, something that I heard Swiss Beats say, he said that the sky's not the limit, it's just a view. And ever since I heard that, I'm like, that's my new shit, but I'm gonna give him credit for that. 10 years from now, I ain't gonna give him credit.
That's yours.
Right now,
That's yours.
for the next 10, I'm gonna give him credit.
To the grandkids, that's
Word
yours.
up, word up. But that's real, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we're all in our own walks of life, bro. We all exactly that. You know what I'm saying? Like we all that. You know. So just keep being great. Keep figuring that shit out, man. Like that's what we do, man.
This whole episode was a gem. I'm naming this episode Gem. What's the stupid shit you say?
Yo, curls for the girls, waves for the babes, knives for the hood rats. Show Broadway, man. Al Harrington. Smoke, there's a personal party. Cheer! Give it to them.
Cheer.
I hate that ad, bro.
Cheer.
I fucking hate that ad.
Yeah.